Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Power of Knowing Forum's LinkedIn Live podcast episode 107. Today, we are in discussion on the topic of be the best you can be as a manager, a leader. Here's why. We have the honor of having Rajiv and Sunil from Regenesis System talking on this topic. Further, without further ado, let's welcome our esteemed speakers to the podcast event. Hi Rajiv, hi
Thank
Sunil. Welcome to our podcast.
hi, Prem. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prem. Thank you. Honor to be here.
Yeah,
Welcome, sir. Over to you, Rajiv.
thank you, Prem. So today Thomas is traveling, so he's not able to make it, but we will be pitching in, and myself and Sunil ji will take you through this very important topic, which is be the best you can be as a manager and a leader. And here's why. So we will be discussing the compelling reasons for that, why that you can be the best as you can be, and what are the clear-cut strategies for that. So this is a very powerful and very important topic. So there are five clear titled steps to success, which if I may say. The first one is intentional self development and structured action. So you need to work on yourself. You need to work on your own uh, structured development and make an action plan around it. And that is where the cycle of regenesis comes in. And if you embrace that, a structured action mindset can be worked out, and that is what we call it intentionalization of your thought process. So you decide to go for it, and uh, start working towards it. Second, the most important thing is to build strong teams around you. So you need to cultivate a collaborative and empowering team environment with strategies, which we call it strategize, individualize, and innovatize. So you need to continuously work on strategy for that. You need to have that individual flavor added to the whole thing, and then you must be innovative. You must keep on reinventing the wheel, so that people around you, they don't get bored by the daily routines. So they should be always on their toes, and they start understanding you and accepting you as a professional. And then, of course, the third most important thing is effective communication. So your communication need to be clear, transparent, and emphatic. And your communication strategies should also be very, very clear. So Sunilji, I think you can, take over and talk about the next two important points.
Yeah, thank you, Rajiv ji. And as you have explained, there are five pillars. We always talk regarding the five steps that is required for the being yourself and develop yourself and succeed as a person. We always believe that whatever potential one has, the utilization of that potential is very important. So apart from these three things, what we have discussed, self development, a strong team, building a strong team, then effective communication. This is very, very important. So your communication should be effective, transparent, and it should be very clear. Uh, and I always, with my experience, I can say that when you communicate something to someone, it is very, very important that you should put in his shoes, and you have to understand that whatever communication you are doing, the receiver is receiving in the same way or not. That is very, very important. That is a key of communication. So the onus is on the communicator side, not at receiver side. And two more thing is there, the strategic thinking and decision making. So we all understand that when you are in the business, when you are in professional life, Strategic thinking is very, very important because things are changing very fast. We are living in an age where technology is changing every day. And if that is the situation, then leader has to think strategically how to counter that, how to prepare to compete at the marketplace. This is not the age when the things will change in 5 years or 4 years. This is a time when things are changing every month, every quarter. So that type of situation is there. So leader has to think strategically, and they have to take the decision very fast so that they can be, they can lead at the marketplace. They can compete with their competition, and that is required for survival also, because if the leader will not think strategically, they will not take the decision fast, then this is not the matter that you will win the you will compete or you will grow or not. This is a matter where you will not survive in the market. And there are a lot of examples we have discussed in the past also, that due to technological change, company like Nokia and others, they are nowhere. The fifth one, that is creating growth and development. In the business, we all are here for the growth. We wherever you are, you have to demonstrate the growth each and every day. All the stakeholders are looking for that. That is the whole purpose of the business. So staying ahead with enterprise to whatever potential you have, utilizing that potential is very, very important. And so if you are doing that, if you are utilizing your resources, if you are aligning your team with the organizational goal and ensuring that you are utilizing the full potential of your organization, then only you will grow. And particularly when we are talking the organic growth. And for organic growth, it is important that you have to align you have to align all the team members with the organizational goal. So you have to define the key area of everybody. You have to define the smart goal for the organization, a smart carry for every individual and every departmental head. And at the same time, that need to be reviewed on regular basis, that need to be handhold, that need to be one-to-one meeting with the departmental head. So creating that growth and development is very, very important. But how one will do it, that is very, very important, and that is where the regenesis play an important role. The leaders like Rajiv ji, the leader like Thomas, the some experience of mine, that plays very, very important role here. And we add value there, because we have come across with a situation where we have seen the different leaders having the capability, but at the same time they are not able to perform due to various reasons. And during this discussion we will discuss all those case studies. And we have come across a situation where the person who is technically very sound, he is very innovative, he is able to he is able to support the customers, but at the end of the day he is unable to survive and compete at marketplace due to some issues. So that is where the question comes, that how to become your best. It is a fact that no individual is perfect. Everybody has not come with all the skill sets required for the success in this life. But the question is, you have to find out, you have to do your SWOT analysis, you have to identify your strength and weaknesses, and whatever strength you have, that need to be utilized in proper way so that growth can happen, that so that your potential can be utilized. And whatever weaknesses you have, we have to work on that weaknesses so that you become a different person. You deal with the people in different way, and you turn your weaknesses as an advantage sometimes, and you have to overcome some of the weaknesses which is basically hampering your growth or hampering your success. So that is how what we will discuss here. Over to you, Rajiv ji.
Yeah, yeah, Sunilji. So very well said. So Sunilji, I think let's go segment by segment. And our first point was intentional self-development and structured action. So if we talk about it, Thomas also always highlighted the importance of intentional self-development. So what, in your experience, how can managers and leaders cultivate intentional in their daily routines?
Yeah, this is very, very important. And when we talk regarding the self development, and when we talk regarding that, one should know yourself. So it is very, very important that one has to find it out that what exactly their core values are, what exactly they want to achieve in the life. So the first important thing is live intentionally, because when we talk intentions, it is very, very powerful, and particularly when that come from a calm and peaceful mind. So you have to set that what exactly you have to achieve in the life, what exactly you have to do in your professional life, what target, what goal you have to set. So, and whatever you have, you are planning to do, the important thing is that associate it with your habit. So doing once will not make a difference, but repeating it again and again, that makes a difference. So once you are living intentionally, if you have developing as a habit, then growth, nobody will stop the growth. That is that has to come. The second important is that you have to set some rules. One famous management rule is 135. This means every day when you go to the office, you have to find it out that what is the one job that is the most important things to do today. So that first thing you have to take it out, and you must ensure that you complete it during the day. You can't, you can't ignore it. You can't afford to ignore it. And there will be then next three job, which is important, but which is not most important. So you have to work on that. Even if you are unable to finish it today, then you can do it tomorrow. But that three also you have to identify. And then there are five jobs which need to be done, but that is not required to be done or not to be completed today or tomorrow. So if you have 7 or 8 jobs to do, so you have to identify which one you have to do on priority. You can't afford to take it to next day, so that you have to identify and you have to do. Then three, which is less priority, and then five, which is further less priority. So identification at that job and developing that habit is very, very important. Believe me, if somebody is utilizing that as a thumb rule and becoming that is a habit, that will shine in whatever environment they are. Because we all have only 8 hours to 10 hours to work. But how that 8 and 10 hours is effectively getting utilized, that is very, very important. And second, I will say that you have to lead with positivity. So wherever you are, you have to bring that positivity in the environment. That will not only help in acquiring or achieving your success, but that will also help in in developing or bringing the good prospect or good achievement from your peers, from your subordinates. So leading with positivity is next important things. The third important is growth mindset. So if you're having the growth mindset, then of course you will always think in that direction. And I always say one word, that whatever way you think, start thinking, the things will happen in that way. So thinking is the first process, I will say the first step. So if somebody has started thinking in that way, then definitely that will happen. And I will say the self development is very, very important. So one has to identify their skill, what are the skill set they have, what are the skill set they have to develop, and develop some habit of learning, develop some habit to acquire some knowledge, skill set. So these are small, small things, but that makes a difference. And that ensures that how to become your best version of yourself. If somebody has developing this habit, he is eh, doing it on regular basis, he has turned it as a habit, then every individual has a right to become the best person of himself. The only thing is he has to do this as a practice, he has to do it regularly, he has to do it as a habit. The question comes here, Rajiv ji, and that is very, very important questions. That continuous action is crucial. We all know that, everybody knows that we have to do this, but bringing that continuity is a challenge for most of the leaders, and particularly in this busy schedule. So, can you give some effective way for by which this managers can develop the or incorporate this continuous learning habit?
Yes, a very important question you asked, Sunilji. It is not very easy for leaders and managers to find out time, because everybody is hard pressed for time in this very busy world. So I think what can be done is, which I also adopt, do some micro learning. So try and read some articles, try and read some educational things which are in the short form, which takes only 10 to 15 minutes of yours. You must also have some very systematic and scheduled learning time. So some people do it early in the morning, some people plan it for evening. So cultivate that habit, that you have a schedule, clear schedule for learning. These days mobile phones also have plethora of data coming in, but then you have to be very careful how to gauge that and sort it out, so that you don't waste time. But of course, there are various apps and AI tools which are available, which you can utilize for quick learning of the key things which leader and manager should know. And integrate that learning into your daily tasks. That is again critical, because if you're not doing that, then that learning is not of any use. And also what I do is I run a community. You can join some communities where very relevant topics are being discussed. So Regenesis also, we are launching a community, so join us. In that capsule format, you will get lots of information, and you can always, and if you want a long term thing, you can go for mentorship and coaching, which, of course, again, lots of professionals are available. We at Regenesis also do that for you. So these are the ways I think of, which can be very important for us to take it forward. Coming to another question, which is very important, Sunilji. So, can you share some examples of managers and leaders who transformed their management style through intentional self development?
Yes, yes, yes. As we all know, and we always talk this line that nobody is perfect. Everybody, and I always use one line that God is kind to everybody, and they have not, done any partiality to anyone. So I would like to share one example with you. One of my friend who is an industrialist, having around 10 plants all across the country. He's a very sharp guy, technically very strong, very aggressive, a go-getter attitude. But but he was having some problem. What was the problem? He's very aggressive. He is a person who is very, very, you can say that Hitler, known as a Hitler in this company. So people are very scared to him. Nobody wants to go to him. He's very short tempered, never forgive to people who do the mistake. Uh, People working with them is never wants to approach him or want to go to him. So, what is the end result of it? The end result of it, that in spite of all those good things, good strength he has, due to this weaknesses, these weaknesses, he was having very high attrition rate. People were not, willing to stay there. People used to come, people used to go, and believe me, the salary package was very good. But then also it was very, very difficult for him to hold the people. Attrition rate was very, very high. So he has contacted me. This is the problem. I have uh, gone there. I have observed, I have understood the things. I have sit with him one to one. And then I have done the SWOT analysis along with him. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are the opportunities in the market? And what are the threats? Whatever a strength he was having, that I have already told you that he was technically sound, very aggressive, go-getter. Once he will take some task, he will definitely complete that task. His attitude was, like this, that whatever challenge he will take, he will just definitely finish it. So with these attitudes, when they were supplying components to Japanese company and Korean company, so those Korean people were very, very, great fan of that gentleman, because he was seeing him in a potential vendor who can do the all the innovative jobs in India for them. So that was his objective. But due to high attrition rate, sometimes he was unable to do the job on time and all those things. So that was his problem. So when that was his strength, and that strength we have utilized to all the vendors, all the prospective customers. So we have acquired more customers, more business. Now the second part, his weakness part, that was short-tempered, never forgive, and people were scared to him. So there was a lot of things which was not coming to him. So I have, mentored him in such a fashion that number one thing, what changes you will bring in yourself, that you will never react spontaneously. Give time. Even if you are very angry, if you are not happy with anything, make a habit that you will never react spontaneously. You tell yourself that okay, something wrong has happened, and this has basically this has created unhappiness within you. But you tell yourself that I will not react today. I will look into it tomorrow. Believe me, he has started doing it. And what has happened? What is the result of that? The people who was expecting that people he will shout me, he will fire me, that people used to come to him. He used to give, it was unbelievable change. He was seeing that my boss has called me. My boss has not scolded me for this. My boss has called me tomorrow, one day after, and after that he has talked to me one to one. The second habit I have mentored him to develop, that is the listening habit. You make a promise to yourself that when he will come, I will not speak even a single word. I will just listen to him. So what he has done? Number one, not react spontaneously. The second, he will just listen. He will not react. That in second session he will only listen. Third session, what he has to do, that he will meet one to those people when there is no job, when there is no related work. So he will call one to one their HOD, and they will meet him, and they will not talk business. He will talk only the personal things, their habit, what he is doing, how is his family, who are there in family, what are the problem he is facing, what are his habit, what are their hobby. So he used to talk all those things. So these three changes, three things, or added one or two more, he has become a different person altogether. And the people who were working for him, he was not able to believe that how this changes has happened. But that has happened. He was a person who was not, reacting spontaneously. He was a person who was taking time to react. He was a person who was meeting one to one to the person. And the result was that he attrition rate has got reduced to 50%. And by changing this habit, the growth of this organization has happened around 30 to 35% first year. Then within 2 to 3 years, that has become double. So that is the power of these changes. So one leader has to understand his weaknesses. So when we are talking that how to become best version of yourself, first know yourself, what strength you have. Utilize that strength, wherever opportunities are. And what are weaknesses you have to work on that weaknesses. So accepting
Very
that
good.
weaknesses is very, very important.
Very
So
nice.
so this was a really, really good example. I'm really proud of this. And today also when we meet, we discuss that episode. Rajiv ji, one more thing, important here. How can organizations support their managers and leaders in this journey of a structured regenesis action? Can you little bit elaborate on this?
Yes, because Regenesis has lots of structured modules, and we do a lot of one-to-one sessions with the managers and leaders. And one thing which can be done by a leader and a manager is to create that learning culture within the organization. Because if you have that learning culture, you can always encourage your team members to keep on, learning new things, and have some training sessions, have some strategy where you provide them access to the new resources where they can actually develop themselves. Some professional development programs can also be designed around them so that they have learning habit and attitude. Then, of course, we at Regenesis offer one-to-one mentorship and coaching also to the managers in the team, and we actually observe what are the cross-functional areas where if, peer-to-peer learning can be planned. And of course, the management has to support by giving them time for learning. Sometimes the organizations are always on okay, let the gets the work done, or they don't give time to the team for learning. So this is again one area which is very important. uh, you need to organize learning events, you need to promote good practices, and of course Regenesis has a lot more in store for you. So always try to you know uh, mm, you can get in touch with us. We can always offer you best of the solutions which are best in the industry. We have the expertise of uh, more than 3 decades to talk about the Thomas planning all that. So we can really make that a very good input for you. Sunilji, coming back to we need to be mindful of the time because we are now also catching up on this schedule. So, what are the roles which the community of like-minded peers play in developing intentional self-development, and how should managers and leaders seek to use their Regenesis community effectively in terms of monthly briefing, weekday consulting, Q&A, sharing success? So what is your thought on that very quickly so that we move to the next topic? Yeah, you are on mute. You are on mute. You're on mute.
Okay, okay. So I'm glad to share that Regenesis has developed a community, and in Regenesis community, I will say that, and I will, all the viewers, I will request them to join this community because we all know that experience plays very, very important role, and learning from peers, learning from friends, from like-minded people, that is the best way to learn. And this community what we are developing, that gives opportunity to people who join this community to share their learning, to share the case studies, to understand each other, to discuss regarding the changes what are happening in the business environment, in global environment. So those are the great opportunity we are offering, and we are having expert all across the globe, not only from India. So as we all know that we are living in a global village, so it is very, very important to understand the global aspect of each and everything. So at Regenesis, we have started monthly briefing program. We have started weekly consulting program for question and answer. So the person who will join this community, he will have the opportunity to ask the question, whatever questions they have, he has in their mind, at keeping their working environment in mind, and any questions, and he's not having one or two persons. The whole community is there to answer that question. And when we connect with the relevant people, that people not only give the answer of the question on the basis of their thought process, but that the 30 years or 35 years of experience. So that type of question and global exposure he has. So the type of answer he will get, the type of thought process he will get, the type of uh, the type of and the type of a work process and suggestion he will get, that will be very very relevant, and that will keep individual at the forefront. We also share the success stories, so case studies, very very important things. And all these experts, having 30 years of or 40 years of experience, they come with a lot of case studies that helps individual to learn. uh, Rajiv ji, I think we need to take to the next level, next question, next segment, that is building a strong team. And this is very, very important because we all believe that one individual can't do anything. You have the team, and you have to understand that this team should get motivated and team has to deliver. But the question is, building a strong team is very, very essential. We all know, and that is required for the success. But how these managers and leaders can identify and nurture these potentials within their team? I think you are on mute. Yes.
Yeah, sorry. So building of the team is the most important thing, and when you are actually nurturing your team, you are working with people for the definition of their roles. So, one, of course, you need to keep the channel of communication very open. You need to work towards making sure that there are clear roles and responsibilities which are defined between the team members. You have to set some shared goals with the team members, and also help them build a relationship with each other. That's the key for developing the team. And we need to foster the respect and inclusivity between the team members, because that is where the key lies. So I think these are the few tips I can give for building the strong team. Coming to the team dynamics, team dynamics can always be complex. What strategies can managers use to foster collaboration and trust within their teams?
Yeah, I think we always talk that potential is one thing, but team dynamics is something different. So, this is again, I will say, the creating the culture and creating the environment. So, when you are having different people from different culture, people from different backgrounds, so this is quite natural. This will happen. So the challenge with manager is that apart from their individual background, apart from their individual belief, apart from their individual culture, can you develop your own culture, the culture of your organization, culture of your own belief, culture of your own thought process? So when you develop that culture, then their personal culture, personal belief will become secondary when he is inside the factory, inside the organization. All are believing one culture, that is the culture of that organization. So the challenge with with the leader is that they have to develop that culture. And when you are developing that culture, then you are developing the nearness and the coordination of the people, the coordination of the person, the coordination of different department. That will improve because they all will work for one objective, that this is the objective, These are our core values, and we have to develop these set we have to always maintain these core values. And our job is to ultimate job is to achieve that result. So then once that culture will get developed, believe me, this works as a catalyst. And everybody started thinking that, okay, I have done this job, but this doesn't mean that we have succeeded. We have to pass this, we have to communicate to others. And then finally, they all get aligned and they all work for one common objective, that yes, we have to achieve this. So that is very, very important. Coming
So
back, yeah.
so let me continue here, Sunilji. So can you provide an example of a team that achieved remarkable success through effective use of team building? So that means one-to-one individual development and encouraging innovation. Very
Yeah,
quickly,
yeah, that's
please.
right. The current what I am doing currently, I can share that example with you. My company right now, Digital Weighing System. This is a 30 years old company. They are working in since last 30 years. They are basically differentiating themselves that they are basically uh, one of the best service support company in our area, in our field. uh, but the challenge is little different. What is the challenge? The challenge is that attrition rate is very, very less. So one way it is very good for the organization, but for another way, this is not good for the organization. Why? Because when your people who are working with you since last 25 years, 30 years, they have understood and they have written in their mindset that this is the only way to do the things. So as a leader, what we have to do, we have to change that culture, we have to change that mindset. So what I have done here, when I have joined here, when I started discussing with the people, taken their feedback, then I understood that if we have to do the bring the innovation, then we have to basically show each and every individual, each and every departmental head that there are other way to do this also. So first thing I have started doing, that we have cut down the competition. So they were thinking that this is the competition, our price is very high, this. I have told nothing doing. If you have to think regarding us, then think regarding only four multinational company who are our competition. The second thing I have started doing, that I was started discussing these things one to one to the people. And when I am discussing one to one, we are not discussing only business. We are discussing on personal, we are discussing their hobby, their habit, their personal life, their issues. So slowly they have become very close. I have given them environment. When they used to come, they used to share the issues with us, both personal and professional. The third, I have developed our own silver linings, our own experience and silver points of our organization. We are having a lot of silver points, but at the same time, you are communicating to your customer or not. That is very, very important. And I have ensured that has gone to every individual has read that, and we have you know discussed with every individual regarding those points, and we have ensured that everybody has gone through it and they know it. So when I have done this exercise, that exercise has created an environment when they're very proud that I am from this organization. They know our strength. They know what we have to talk to the customer. They have started thinking that we are competing with only multinational. We are not competing with any domestic player. And at the end of this, they have started thinking that whatever way we are providing service to the customer or whatever product we are servicing, there are another way also. So now the things has come reverse. They come to me and they used to tell me that, sir, can we do it in this way? And we have started rewarding those people who were coming with the new ideas. So developing that culture, one-to-one individual development and encouragement for this innovation, that has resulted in a good result. And I'm proud to share with you a live example that we have doubled our turnover in 2.5 years.
Very good. Very
Rajiv ji, that was the innovation part, but sometimes we have come across that there are a lot of challenges in team building, and managers and leaders basically face a lot of challenge. So, what are some common challenges in team building you find for which the managers and leaders and how they overcome these challenges?
Yeah, yeah, this is very important because their challenges are many, but how to overcome them, how to manage them is the key, and that is where the leadership and the manager's capability comes into fore. So one basic challenge which I observe, which very frequently comes is lack of trust between the team members and lack of communication also sometimes. So, one word which we are talking from the day ever since we started this session is communicate, communicate, communicate. So that is the key for getting away with this problem of lack of trust. Because if you are communicating very effectively, this problem can really be solved. Another everybody has a different personality, so people have diversified working styles. They have their own way of looking at things. So the for the leader, it is very important to promote understanding between the various players, understand their working style, and create a common culture within the organization, so that they start gelling with each other. That's and the most important thing which I have seen is people are unclear about their goals and objectives. So if you are not clear, or the team members are not clear about their goals and objectives, there is bound to be confusion in the team, which is there to deliver the results. So better we clearly define those goals and objectives, and encourage them to work in tandem with each other. I think these are the few things. There are many. You join our community, we will give more ideas, and we have plethora of knowledge base to discuss and talk about, and actually empower the managers and leaders in what they need to look at. Uh, Coming back to this point, I think then we quickly jump to the third point of effective communication. Sunilji, how can managers and leaders develop individual strengths with team goals to create a cohesive and high performing team? Because that's the key.
Yes, I think we all discuss again and again that leader has to lead from example, and they have to lead. So if they are leading, only preaching will not work.
Yeah.
so it is basically depend on leader also that how he develops his own strength, and how he is leading with example and demonstrating that, yes, I am also here to perform, and I'm here to do this. I'm also here to adopt the changes. I am also here to develop a culture of innovation. What example I have given to my friend, industrialist friend, that is basically answer of this question. He, as a leader, was having a lot of strength. He had utilized those strength for getting the business, but he was having some weaknesses. He has overcome with those weaknesses. He has changed himself. He has become adaptable. He has shown the skill set of adaptability, that yes, if anybody who is having some issues, some internal weaknesses, they can overcome with that weaknesses. And that has given one point to all their team members, that if my boss can change, why not I? So the people have started thinking in this direction, and believe me, they have developed, their HR has worked very hard. They have developed the skill set of the people. They have developed the competency of the people, behavior of the people, and those changes has happened within the organization also. So once leader has if leader is leading with examples, he is utilizing his strength for the for the performance of the organization, then all teams get aligned. So that is how
So
it works.
coming back to next point quickly, because we have to be mindful of time. We are just 15 minutes left. So
Yeah.
let's quickly just cover these points, main points. The effective communication is the third pillar we talked about. So I understand that effective communication is vital for managers and leadership. How can managers ensure their communication is clear and impactful?
Yes. As you have rightly said that we are discussing communication, communication, communication. So two things are very important. Number one, that it is a leader's responsibility that if he is communicating something, then that communication should be received by their employee in the same way, the way he wants to communicate. And here, the responsibility belongs to the leader. So he need to understand his people. He need to put himself in the shoes of the people, and he has to communicate in the same language, the way he understand. If he is unable to understand the language of his people and he is talking in his own line, that will not work, and that will not give any impact. So the communication should be small. It should not be very big. It should be very clear, and it should be very, very, very easy to understand. The third is every communication has purpose, and that is having impact. So the moment you are communicating something, a leader has to ensure that the impact of this action is also shared with the customer, shared with the stakeholders, shared with the team members. Because if you are telling only one line that okay, this is the communication, you have to do this way, that doesn't go smoothly. Why? Because we all are human. That looks like that boss has told something, and we need to think nothing regarding this. We have no idea why we have to do this. Boss has told, then we have to just implement it. But this will not work, this will not be impactful. You have to tell that what is the purpose of that. If you will tell that this is the purpose of this, then believe me, sometimes you will get the feedback from your people that, sir, can we do it in this way? And that will be more effective sometimes. That has happened to me so many times. I'm honest with you. I have told my people that I want to do this. And I have also communicated what is the reason of this, because I want to measure this. So lot of time people has told, sir, can we do this also so that we can measure this also? So that happens. So it is always leadership who has to understand that our communication should be clear. We should share the impact of this communication, and then this will work. The
Yeah.
the 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 question, Rajiv ji, here coming in my mind, that transparency is often emphasized in communication. That is, as I have told you that why you are doing this, impact, transparency, that is very, very important. What are the benefits and how can managers and leaders practically practice transparency effectively? That is a question. So can you elaborate on this?
Yes, we have less time, but quickly I will touch upon key points. The transparency, of course, is the soul of any good communication. If you're not transparent, the other person will quickly judge that you are actually, not talking sense, and you'll not be able to build trust from the other side. So this is where I think you need to enhance your engagement when you are communicating. Communicate effectively, be very clear, be very honest with your communication style, and also you need to actually involve the decision making process also into it. So convey that what is going to be the implication of this activity which we are doing what are we trying to aim at, what is our ultimate goal which we are trying to achieve. You need to promote your own accountability as a leader, and also accountability of the team members you are expecting. So all that is very, very important, and one must encourage open dialogue. It should be a two-way communication, as you gave an example of your friend. If you are just trying to push your thought process, the things will not fall in place. People will start looking here and there, and that will lead to lack of trust in communication, and that will actually mean that there is no good communication, and the overall situation will deteriorate instead of improving. So I'll let's quickly jump on to the key points only. So a fourth segment of ours which we talked about was strategic thinking and decision making. Now here, Sunilji, strategic thinking is a crucial and long-term for long-term success. How can managers and leaders develop and maintain a strategic mindset? Can you throw some light on this?
Yeah, yeah. I always believe that the leader has a specific task to do. And one important specific task is he has to develop the strategy, and he has to, prepare the team who basically think strategically, and he should prepare that how to compete at the marketplace. It is very, very important, because if you have to survive in the market, if you have to you have to succeed in the market, you have to think strategically. This means you have to understand the market dynamics. You have to understand the requirement of your customer. I always say only one thing, that any company who is manufacturing any product or services, they should not think that we are supplying this item to them or we are providing these services to them. They have to not think in that direction. They have to only think that if we are providing this product to our customers, what value our product is going to add in their customers' operation. They have to think that. The moment the organization will start thinking that, believe me, their organization will able to provide a better solution, innovative solution, add more value to their customer. And the moment you have started this thinking in this direction, that is a strategic thinking, then you will be ahead in the curve. You will be the first choice of your end customers. Because the moment your customer has started thinking that this change will happen, before that you should know. Take the example of automotive market today. We all know that things are changing very fast in automotive segment. EV is coming. So the vendors, just give it, just think about it. The vendors who is supplying the component to these automotive sectors, if they have not thought regarding EV, it is very difficult for them to survive. So the leader has to think that direction, in what direction the things are changing. And they have to think that our customer will require this technology. So he has to prepare for that.
Yeah, yeah.
So, of course, the second question coming to my mind, that how this managers and leader handle this communication. Sorry, we are talking regarding strategic thinking. So the
Decision
decision making,
making.
yes, the decision making in sometimes becomes very challenging. So, what are the approaches managers and leaders should take to make more informed and effective decision? Can you elaborate a little bit on this?
Yeah, yeah. This is a very, very critical point. I think I will just give the pointers. Rest, if you want to know more, join Regenesis. You will be able to get more data. The effective, decision making can be data driven. So if you are, always having a data and leveraging technology for decision making, it can always be. So you have a backup. that why you took that decision. So it is always better for managers to have a data driven decision making, and also have inclusive decision making, because if you talk to your team, if you take their opinion, if you are doing two-way communication, then you will get better ideas, and your decision can be more pointed, your decision can be more effective. You can also do scenario planning. You can also try and see that if I take a decision like this, what will be my risk, what will be my overall uh, gain. And of course, SWOT analysis and those kind of techniques, cost benefit analysis, you should always look at those effective tools which are available, and accordingly take your call. So don't take arbitrary decision, and seek some advice. If you are stuck somewhere, don't shy away from going to a coach or a mentor. Maybe they can suggest you better ways to look at the issue and a problem. So I would stop here. Let's move to the fifth segment, which Sunilji we talked about, is embracing innovation and change, which is a very, very important topic and very close to my heart. And mindful of the 3 4 minutes which are left with us. So, what is the innovation which is key to staying competitive? We all know that innovation is very important for us. So, how can managers and leaders create a culture that embrace innovation?
Rajiv ji, since we are short of time, I will say two, 3 pointers.
Yeah,
uh, we all know that innovation is must in this competitive age when we are living in a global village. So the small things manager has to do. Manager has to recognize the person who thinks out of box, and they have to appreciate publicly. I repeat this word publicly, so that message would go very sound and clear that everybody has to think differently. Everybody has to find out what are the other better way to do the things, what are the other value addition he can do. The moment he will do it, believe me, that wave will go within the organization, and everybody will start thinking that yes, whatever function we are, how we can do the things differently. So that is the only way leader has to do. This is very small thing, but very, very powerful. If company is very innovative, you are having innovative people. If you are not appreciating them publicly, that innovation will not go. Whatever you do. So a small thing, you implement it, things will happen. I think Rajiv ji, I think we have very good, we all have very good discussions here, and we have covered all the 5 points. Uh, I think there's a time when we have some questions. We can take some questions, or from our side, I think we can tell our people that the people who are listeners, who are basically who have attended this session, that Regenesis is a forum where we basically request you all to join here. You will not get only the benefit of in your personal growth, but believe me, you will get the expertise of hundreds of mentors who have come here, who have joined here with 30 plus years of experience and a global exposure.
absolutely. And that is where, so much of experience coming together and forming a very structured program for you is something invaluable. So please join our community and do ping into us. Over to you, Prem. We have to finish on time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a very informative program that we did today, Rajiv and Sunil. I am bringing up the links where you can reach the speakers or on the below. The scroll is there. You can reach Rajiv, Sunil, myself, and Thomas to have more insights on what the Regenesis system does and how it has been effective for us. We can be available on a call as well. And with this, I think we would come to an end of what we have done today. I think summarizing is that we spoke about how teams can be built, how Regenesis can help, and that's there. If you join us, we will help you understand much more on Regenesis system. Thank you for joining us today. Please follow us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We hope you found this discussion valuable, and our next session or podcast is scheduled the 107th episode on 20th June 2024 at 6:30 p.m. And the topic is SOAR in Spotlight, how top companies are leveraging automation. Mr. Prashant will be speaking on it, and we'll be looking forward to see you again. Good day. Bye for now. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prem. Thank you.